Yes, we are. Now, time to get a little sugary coated
Oh boy.
all over ourselves.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. Flipping all over and all that. It's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Thankfully, not Charlie in the Chocolate Factory
No,
with Johnny Depp. It's Gene Wilder.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would play that game, honestly.
No.
Because it's
Oh God, no.
Tim Burton, you ruined Willy Wonka.
Yeah, you did.
Johnny Depp,
Stick
You and
to
your-
the pirates.
I mean, I don't think you even should do that because he kind of got a little full of himself with the last few pirate movies. But anyway,
Oh, shiver me timbers.
shiver me timbers, Buccaneer.
Yeah.
And anywho, Willy Wonka. Son, what you think of this game?
You know, it played like most of the other Jersey Jack games, and it was, you know, a lot of features, but not very fluid. And I don't know, I didn't really like this one for some reason. It didn't draw me in much. I remember playing it and just feeling that it was a very solid, mediocre experience.
I mean, I kind of got that same feeling as well.
I gotta... And yeah, just overall, Willy Wonka is... I don't know, it to be honest, I would buy Mustang before I'd buy this one.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt the lacklusterness of it. I mean,
You
got the spirit down,
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's just it showed your score with like the Oompa Loompas making numbers. Oompa Loompas didn't do that. They kind of like goofed around and danced a lot, but they never like formed
yeah.
like things with their bodies. That was kind of weird.
Yeah,
It wasn't in the that was never like a full essence of what Willy Wonka or the Oompa Loompas really were. 'Cause, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to feel about that because it was kind of creative, but
it was.
at the same time, the Oompa Loompas probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't really know what to feel about this one because it got the movie down, got the spirit down, but at the same time, it's just you kind of feel the game elements. It didn't take you out of the experience.
No, I don't know. It just felt generic.
Yeah, the artwork is pretty generic too. It's like the movie poster, and that's it. It's not really like any like art, like true artwork. It's just like this feels like the movie poster is like plastered on there.
Yeah, and you know, I'll give Jersey Jack credit for, you know, I'm sure compared to Stern, they may not have as big of a budget to work with, but they do come up with some very good ideas and technical feats.
Yeah.
But I think what they need to work on with all of their games, I've noticed, is, I mean, yeah, it's got a lot of features and it's really sick and you can do all this stuff with it, but, you know, it's hard to, like, you can't, when I play them, they just don't quite feel, there's something missing, you know?
I think they were I have a feeling that they were kind of going toward the like Batman 66, trying to do that, where it's kind of like, oh hey, we're going to show you, we're going to give you a Willy Wonka game where you're playing Willy Wonka stuff, but at the same time, you're going to be seeing clips from the movie and all that. But the thing was, like Batman 66,
They did it well.
yeah, it was like they had the essence of what the show was. It had the TV, it had all the silliness, it had the cuckoo craziness. With this one, it kind of like the. Also in Batman 66, like the toys had a purpose, you know?
Yeah.
Like the TV and all that stuff, they had a purpose. This one just feels like,
It's a bunch of stuff crammed in there.
yeah, it's like the Everlasting Gobstopper. That was like just in there. It wasn't like, it didn't really serve a purpose, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I guess it's better if you have to serve a purpose and not just, you know, put it in there just for novelty's sake, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that they took the time to put all the stuff in there. It's just, it didn't really serve the overall purpose of the game, which
I agree.
which I guess is the number one thing you should do when you're making a
totally.
pinball game like this.
Yeah, I just like, you know, then again, you also have to remember Stern has a lot of very talented pinball game designers like Steve Ritchie, whom I met,
Well, yeah, but that
and
doesn't, you know,
that probably gives them an advantage in terms of getting better gameplay.
I guess, but I mean
However-
that shouldn't be a deciding factor.
Oh no, I'm
like,
just
there's-
saying
there's-
that's
I mean, yeah, but there's a lot
part of it.
I know, but that's like comparing. Hate to go into the movie business, but we're gonna go into the movie
Sure.
business. Like, I don't know, Amblin, like Amblin Entertainment, right? They got Steven Spielberg, or DreamWorks. They have Steven Spielberg. They have, you know, the guy from Disney that used to be called Cranky, but was a big heavy hitter in DreamWorks Animation and all that. They have like DreamWorks has big heavy hitters, but yet people like A24, which is like a indie movie studio. It's got a lot of creative talent behind that, like very small time directors, but they make fantastic movies.
You know what? Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good way to compare it.
Yeah,
Because,
I mean,
Stern is, you know, a bigger pinball name, not just in the home arcade market where the majority of pinball is nowadays, but, you know, it's also pretty big, more or less, still in arcades, and they even make redemption games too for ticket winning. And you know, they just, the thing is, Stern has a lot more experience, and I think that's why the Stern games are better playing. And you know, it could be a thing to say maybe it's unfair to compare the two at this point, because you know, Jersey Jack, they do have a lot of creative talent. And you know, there was, I forget which one it was, but there was one Jersey Jack game I played that I liked all right. I think it might have been Pirates of the Caribbean, but
yeah,
that game it wasn't great. I still like the Stern Pirates of the Caribbean better, but
I like the Pirates of the Caribbean Jersey Jack as well. I thought that was a very great game.
it was designed better than Willy Wonka.
Yeah, because
I just think, you know, maybe they just need some practice, and they need to.
yeah,
They're just trying things out, seeing what works and what doesn't. They're very comparable to like an indie game kind of thing.
yeah, they need to
They're not as mainstream just yet.
yeah, they need to practice and rein in their like gameplay. They need to do some more
Yeah.
research on the gameplay and all that.
Yeah,
Which
they're
Yeah.
on the right track though.
they are. I'm fully confident that they can do it. They just need to, you know, rein in a little bit, have better
Yeah.
gameplay.
I mean-
I like Pirates of the Caribbean, Jersey Jack.
Yeah, I do
I thought
too.
it was really good. I thought they hit it out of the park with that one. They just need to, you know, do it like that. Have toys that serve a purpose,
Right.
have better gameplay, and all that stuff. This really didn't. It was kind of incompetent, I would say.
Yeah, it just kind of felt bland.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the worst game I've ever played. It's definitely better than Bally Hardbody.
Yeah.
That's the lowest benchmark. That is the worst pinball table I've ever played. That is a true, you know, real legit pinball machine. That's
Yeah.
gotta be the worst.
I gotta go back and see which ones I hated the most, but that is
It's
is
probably
one of them.
hard body.
It's one of them up there, yeah. But anyway, what would you give a rating for this one?
C plus.
C plus.
Yeah,
I think I'd give it a C minus.
really.
Yeah, because again, I like what they I like what they did. They did
Mm-hmm.
pretty They did those things pretty competently.
Oh yeah.
Like, they got the Willy Wonka thing down. They just need to rein it in a little bit on the gameplay.
For
Because
sure.
if they didn't, if they totally destroyed Willy Wonka, which they almost did with having the Oompa Loompas being the game score. That was
Yeah, that was
super-
It was a little bit distracting.
Yeah, that was. They rode the line there, but
They did.
They reined it back in with the other stuff. But they need to work on their gameplay with this. I mean that. Even
Yeah.
I noticed it. I'm starting to see what you see with the Jersey Jack stuff, because that is. I mean, that's. I don't know. I don't. It's
Yeah.
kind of gross.
It was.
Oh, no, it's not gross. It's more.
No.
They need more practice. Like you
Yeah.
said, they need more practice with their stuff, and they need to do more